So the Atlanta Hawks are up 2-1 on the New York Knicks after another 1-point victory. We all made our predictions before the series start. I think we all went New York in 5s and 6. But now, based on the 3 game sample size that we have, would you redo your pick?
No, I would not redo my pick. And hopefully nobody else would redo their pick.
I would.
For this simple reason. The Knicks don't deserve no redos. The Knicks should have us looking foolish and stupid. If all of us end up being wrong, it ain't our fault. It's the Knicks' fault. A lot of people hit me up asking, I'm not going to have a rant every time the Knicks lose. And I hate to let anybody down that was looking forward to it. But again, this is the first round, and the Knicks shouldn't need or shouldn't have to propel me to have 3 rants. Instead, what I'm going to do is what I always do, speak the truth, but I am going to highlight the Hawks. If anybody up here were to redo their pick, I wouldn't blame them because the Hawks just have some guys that look absolutely incredible. C.J. McCollum didn't have the greatest second half or fourth quarter, but he showed up when he needed to. I feel like Jonathan Kuminga has been an X factor. This is a guy that's had to request a trade for Steve Kerr to give him minutes. Quinn Snyder, I think, has outcoached Mike Brown significantly. And they're just looking like a more confident and comfortable team, in my opinion. It's just like, I don't know. We got Knick guys that just don't look confident or comfortable. Shout out to OG for trying his best. Shout out to Brunson for trying down the stretch. But
Deuce
I mean,
McBride came in and gave you all a nice
Deuce
little
McBride.
punch.
I thought Jordan Clarkson was good off the bench as well. Mitchell Robinson, Mikal Bridges just didn't look like anything last night, in my opinion. And then Karl Anthony Towns, again, 12. He's averaging 12.5 shots this series, y'all. That's the lowest, the second lowest of his career outside of the first time he ever played in the playoffs. Last year, he was averaging almost 17-some shots a game. Now it's dropped down to 12, and we had another fourth quarter with 2 shots.
Yeah, 0 points in both the last 2 games, fourth quarter-wise.
Yeah.
When I say I redo my pick, my original was Knicks in 6. I'm going to say Knicks in 7 now. Like, they have not done anything to make me really feel that. But also in the back of my mind is like, they've lost by a combined 2 total points. It is all doom and gloom because those are 2 games that you feel like you should win. But you also have only lost by 2 points total. You know, C.J. McCollum game winner in both. So, like, you right there at the finish line. You just have to figure something else out. And if they don't, the Atlanta Hawks deserve the series, obviously.
Can I ask y'all a question? Because I agree with you. That's why I said I'm not redoing my pick because essentially they're only down 2-1. And, yeah, those were some games that they could have won. The doom and gloom is the fact that all year we talked about New York, what they were supposed to be, and here they are showing us that they just refuse to be that team that we all projected them to be.
Yeah, this don't make you feel good if they do win the series. The next round they're going to do it.
That's just like, what the hell? But if they were to lose this series, is this a fireable offense?
I'm going to say no, just based on the fact that this is year 1.
No, forget what you think the brass going to do.
Yeah. Hell
Okay.
yeah. Hell yeah.
I agree.
This is a team that had championship aspirations.
There's
coming
no
into
way this team, roster-wise, comes back the same. Forget what you think the brass going to do, right?
It would be impossible.
Yeah.
My
This would be
guys.
what, the 3rd playoff run? No, 2nd, right? Technically 2nd.
Yeah, definitely.
With all of these guys.
shaking up a bit, especially if you're paying a guy $40 million that's giving you a 0.
But that's the thing. When you are a team trying to compete, because if you are going to trade Mikal Bridges, you're trading him at a loss. And competing teams don't normally trade players for losses because at the end of the day, whatever you replace them with probably would be better than 0 points in 20 minutes, but also probably wouldn't be good.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I just don't know. I
don't need you to know. I'm not asking you to do that.
Okay.
I definitely think if they're a first-round exit, they're 100% one of the favorites to get Giannis.
I just don't. How though?
They'll find a way.
Giannis saying, I want to leave Milwaukee and go to New York.
That's the only way.
Yeah.
Right?
Really the only way. But if I'm Milwaukee,
Because he already said LA is overrated.
I'm
don't wanna
also,
go.
by the way, just talking. Because, I mean, there's
Yeah.
still a lot of basketball left. They just got Taylor Jenkins. Like, I'm just talking.
they better not run that back either. But no, to give the flowers to Atlanta, I think what you said is true as far as Quinn Snyder out-coaching Mike Brown. We also had another period where, like, Mike Brown went to that no Karl Anthony Towns, no Jalen Brunson unit.
To
They
start
only
the
played
fourth.
like 3 minutes, but they lost by 4 in those 3 minutes. It's like, hey, we lost the game by 1 point. So, you know. And
I
this
don't,
is like,
I don't understand how a coach could continue to double down.
Was it
on
only
something
3
that's-
I felt like
yeah, I'm looking at it right
Okay.
now. 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
I
to
feel
be
like it
exact.
should be 0.
That makes sense, though, because it was the start of the fourth quarter, and I remember the 10-minute mark. I'm like, why? What, like, is he serious? So, yeah, that was only 2 minutes when I thought that to myself.
Yeah, the last thing for me is that Again, all season long, the players talked about not knowing their role. Karl-Anthony Towns said that with 10 games left in the season. And when we get to a fourth quarter where one of the most offensively talented centers we've ever really seen is getting 2 shots in back-to-back fourth quarters, that's a combination of him not being – because there's times where it's Kuminga on his back and he's just not even requesting the ball. It's on Jalen Brunson, who wants to pound the air out of the ball. And it's also on Mike Brown not putting Karl-Anthony Towns in a position to get – more than 2 shot attempts in the fourth. So
and I'm hoping they make that adjustment because Cat, when he's been rolling, he's had some really good stretches, and those are times where you could have used those stretches to help close out the game. That's why I wouldn't change anything for this prediction. Like, still probably Knicks in 6, but it does make you worry a little bit more in the back of the mind, in your mind, because the Hawks have just kind of wanted it more.
Yeah,
they have really wanted it more, and they have found something, right, attacking Jalen, attacking these guys, and I don't think, like, that's new to the league, but for the Hawks, they have kind of found a way to attack the Knicks defense, so we'll see. I'm just hoping that the Knicks can kind of bounce back because I just love what Jalen Brunson can do. I think that there's been a lot of negative conversations around him just about what he can do, but he is still one of the best players in the league, so.
I did like Josh Hart guarding C.J. McCollum.
Yeah.
He couldn't really get to his spots as much.
Yeah, he made it a lot more difficult for whatever reason.
That's how you be impactful without scoring much.
I'm sorry. I said for whatever reason, because he was being guarded by Brunson before. But, yeah, Josh Hart did a good job. I'm not a coach, but I did when we started the series. I was wondering why the matchups were the way they were because Josh Hart was guarding Jalen Johnson. Thought that would be OG assignment. And then after the first game where CJ was really comfortable, I was surprised that we've kind of gone with Brunson just taking that assignment. Though Brunson will have to guard somebody. He's going to have to guard somebody. Because you can't even just put him on Dyson Daniels because he had 13 rebounds.
Because they were trying to do a lot of times when they called for like a pick and roll to get Brunson on him. They would try to fight through it, and he would try to tag and get back, but eventually they just had to let him.
That's the best part about Josh Hart. Yeah. If you watch in the fourth quarter, Josh Hart wasn't letting that screen.
Yeah. Also, Deuce McBride was not letting that screen happen.
He
is fighting through that screen at all
and he's
costs.
done that all season when he's been healthy. He's one of the few guys that he don't just let you get the switch.
Mikal and OG going down a screen. They just down the screen.
I don't know. I don't know. Deuce McBride did not. He wasn't going.
I will say on that last possession, that kind of embodies the Knicks a little bit.
Which one? The turnover?
Yeah, the turnover. Like, they just pretty much just sent everybody at Brunson and forced someone else to do something, and the ball just rolled out. And it's like they tried so hard to get Brunson the ball that they kind of just messed up everything. And so it just went to mess.
What did we mess up? Because I don't even feel like we had anything.
Because, like, the initial play was to get the ball to him directly on the inbound. And, like, they didn't. The Atlanta Hawks didn't allow that to happen.
That's my problem. Where it's like, so nobody on the Knicks expected them to not let Brunson get the ball. That's why I don't know what they even messed up. Because if the CJ and them had something that they went right to.
They scored so quick. I was doing dishes, and I was kind of watching on my TV. I looked down, and I just heard, like, the whistle. I looked up. I'm like, I thought they would at least take a few seconds off the clock or nothing, but the shot was
trying to record my
reaction.
reaction.
Put that camera up.
It happened fast.
It
I almost
happened
missed
so
it.
quick.
Yeah, the commentators even said, I don't think that Atlanta's going to allow much time to come off this clock before they get a shot up. Because obviously they had a timeout left, so they wanted to get a shot up quick, but they got the best shot available down there.
The Knicks also had went small to go for, like, to put all their best defenders in, and so they also had a shot at an offensive rebound. So I could see why they went out with a quick shot.
Yeah, it's very smart of them. Let's do some quick ones. Would y'all change what y'all predicted for the Thunder versus Suns?
No.
Would you change what you predicted for Celtics versus 76ers, even the 76ers took a game?
No. I do love with this. Shout out to Sixers.
Yeah, shout out to Sixers.
Just play hard. That's all the fans what we want.
What about Spurs Blazers? Was the Wemby question mark change your initial prediction?
If Wemby is not there, then yes.
Yeah.
What was your original? What would you change it to?
I think I did.
I said sweep.
Yeah. So you have to change it.
Yeah. If Wemby's not there, then
I said sweep or 5. I can't remember though.
If he's not there, then Spurs in like
6 or 7.
Okay, not mad at it.
Hit subscribe for more news, highlights, and analysis from the NBA on NBC.